So after first round of screening, now we have 5 speakers speaking for the motion and 5 speakers against the motion. This is going to be a really interesting session, followed by dinner and dance performance by Dr. Pavitra. I know we are running late, I know it's hard, but this is really stimulating experience for all of us. So I request you to be seated, enjoy the debate. And our speakers, the finalists for debate, have really worked very hard to put up an interesting performance. Our judges for the debate would be Dr. Ashish Pakhare, Dr. Rahul Bhattacharya.
It is going to be hallmark, and let's see, we have engaging discussion. We always invite enthusiasts as well as scientific discussion. And I request audience, there will be residents also to keep their arguments at the last stage and be very proactive in attending as well as countering the people who are standing and presenting as debaters. So we go ahead with this, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for staying. I think we are between dinner and being with the last stage of our conversation. We have really a very topical debate on AI. I mean, considering something which wasn't there possibly just around COVID and ChatGPT coming into the market around 2022, it's grown exponentially. So what we'll do now is hear from those in favor of the motion and those against. But to start with, I'll ask you to go around with the mic and introduce yourself very briefly and then start off with those in for.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Shagnik Mukherjee. I am a consultant psychiatrist. I will be speaking for the motion.
Good evening, esteemed delegates. I am Dr. Preetiman Mishra, a junior resident from AIIMS Bhubaneswar, and I'll be also speaking for the motion. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Divyam Goswami, a third-year psychiatry resident from PDU Medical College, Rajkot. I'll be speaking for the motion.
Good evening, one and all. This is Dr. Jahnavi Golla. I'm a third-year PG resident from PS IMSR Kuppam, Andhra, and I'm speaking for the motion.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Tanvi Sheikh, and I'm a consultant psychiatrist at Vasundhara Hospital, Jodhpur, and I'm speaking for the motion of AI erodes creativity.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Gargi Kukreja. I'm an assistant professor in BST Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Jaipur, and I'll be speaking against the motion.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Bhavya Bansali. I am a third-year resident doctor from PDU Medical College, Rajkot. I will be speaking against the motion.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. P. Sneha Bala. I've just completed my MD Psychiatry from Central Institute of Psychiatry, Ranchi. I'll also be speaking against the motion today.
So, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Rehan Madin. I am currently working as senior resident at AIIMS Patna, and I will be going against the motion.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Shivam. I have recently completed my MD from GMCH Chandigarh, and I'm also going to speak against the motion. Thank you.
Sure. So I think we'll be starting for the motions. So you can you can go to the dais and start first participant. And I think we are not hungry for dinner because people who are attending, they must be motivated to hear this kind of interaction. So we will continue with this, and yes, you can start. And audience, please maintain silence, and I think at the last stage we will be taking your opinion to see whether you overpower them or what kind of audience we have in residence. Okay, you may go ahead. And someone who is keeping the time limit? Okay, we'll do that. You can start.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Khamma Gani, good evening. Namaste. Shubha Shondra. Shubha Sandhya, bonsoir everyone. You must be thinking why I am greeting everyone in different language. But let me tell you, language is an art. And in the stage of Psychartica, where the psych and the art, their connection makes the world beautiful. As we already have our introduction, let me start with my speech for the motion of AI erodes creativity. So, what is creativity? What we mean by that? Is it just an art, or is it just a piece of canvas paper where a painter makes painting? No, only painting cannot amuse us until it blends with the ability and the motivation to create things that are not just new, but valuable, exemplary, compared to the artificial intelligence, which is just a tool, which basically can surely perform tasks by simulating human cognitive function, analyzing data to identify patterns to make predictions or take actions, but cannot have the ability to create unique things. Rather just telling the definitions, let me explain how AI actually eroding or grinding the human creativity. In this era of artificial intelligence, excessive use of artificial intelligence can not only cause cognitive atrophy, but also creative homogenization, and it making us to think that AI is a powerful tool that amplifies and democratizes human potential. But most studies have found that over-reliance over AI for tasks like brainstorming or problem solving leads to cognitive atrophy. Recent study at Massachusetts Institute of Technology proved the same. They proven that they had 60 students who given the task to write an essay with 3 different categories, one without external tool, one with use of Google, and one with use of ChatGPT. The students who were not using any tools had great neural connectivity, and those who were using ChatGPT, they showed lesser neural connectivity, as well as they had impaired memory recall, and it also showed that there was a fragmentation in their thinking. As written by Stu Smith, when it comes to fitness, use it or lose it. So, skills that are not used tend to become degraded, be it physical or mental. As we all know that we used to remember hundreds of numbers when we didn't have the mobile phone or smart mode. But nowadays, we can't hardly remember 4 or 5 numbers on the tip of the tongue. So, we are losing the creativity, but to the extent that we are not even realizing. Relying on AI, making us more dependent and lazy, risking our process of thinking, especially the creative one, where we actually struggle to create unique things. The process, we gather the information, immerse ourselves into the task, explore different ideas to gain deeper understanding about the subjects. We may sometimes stop ourselves working on the task actively and incubate the idea, leading to the stage of illumination with the aha experience. If we use AI to create another art, we cannot have that aha experience, that feeling. Not only homogenization and lack of originality, excessive use of AI can devalue the years of practice, efforts, craftsmanship that artists invest in their art. So basically, we are focusing and we have shifted our focus from more valuable, often messy, creative process to immediate, final, and perfect outcome. But the creativity is not about perfectionism, rather the imperfect one with strong sense of emotions, lived experiences, intuitions, social and cultural contexts that impregnate human art with depth and meaning. Here, I'm ending my note with a poem. And he created rivers and lands and trees and mountains. And he created rivers and lands and trees and mountains. To glorify his creation, he created men with brain. Using his brain and putting down paper and pen, he created an amazing machine man. Thinking it makes his life easy and the best. Thinking it makes his life easy and the best, and not realizing the risk of creative waste. May you use it just during the rest. May you use it just during the rest, or be ready to lose what is best. Or be ready to lose what is best. Thank you.
if you want to make your way to the podium and start off. Okay, that's fine.
A very good evening to honorable judges, respected faculty, and my fellow participants. Let me begin with the simple truth. Human creativity has survived every revolution in history, and each time it has come back stronger. Yet, we are told today that this revolution, AI, will break us, will erode us, and steal the essence of what makes us human. But here I stand to say, this fear is not new, but this fear has always been wrong. Let me tell you with help of examples. When photography was invented, painters panicked. But painting did not die. Impressionism was born. When calculators arrived, teachers worried about students forgetting maths. But mathematics did not collapse. It became bolder, deeper, and more ambitious. Similarly, when computers entered the creative world, people warned that art and writing would lose their soul. But instead, creativity exploded on a global scale. So here's the question. Why do we believe that this tool will suddenly destroy what nothing else in history ever could? Creativity, my friends, is not fragile. It is fire. And AI is simply fuel. It is the next brush, it is the next instrument, and the next evolution of how humans imagine. My opposition have this assumption that if a machine can assist us, our creativity must be weakening. But evidence, logic, history say the opposite. Creativity does not diminish when supported, it multiplies. A tool does not replace a creator, a tool empowers a creator. So if AI was eroding creativity, we would see fewer ideas today. But look around yourselves. We are living in the most creative era humanity has ever seen. More art, more music, more innovation, and today we have a conference on art. More access for people who were never allowed to create. So AI is not eroding creativity. It is democratizing it. It is accelerating it. It is unleashing it. And that foundation is our stance today. My teammates will now show you with scientific evidence, psychological theories, real-world examples, and the unwavering truth of human emotion, why AI elevates creativity rather than eroding it. But before I conclude, let me leave you with this. Creativity is not dying. Creativity is evolving, and with AI, creativity is finally becoming boundless. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Jahnavi Golda. Before machines learn to compute, the human brain learned to create. From the cave murals of Bimbetka to the genius sketches of Leonardo da Vinci, creativity is what made us human. And just now, one of our learned friends said that AI is just a tool, and AI is democratizing creativity. So, and my learned friend also told about a camera example and a brush example. A camera doesn't think for you, but AI does. And a tool extends human ability and AI replaces human effort. The brush never told Raja Ravivarma to paint, but AI does. And this is not a tool. It is a substitute of cognition. And democratizing without originality leads to uniformity. So when everyone uses the same model for ideas, the Gaussian curve collapses and the outliners vanish. So we have the outliners who has existed once upon a time like Leonardo da Vinci, Abraham Lincoln, and medieval time we have Swami Vivekananda, and now we are having our esteemed scientists in the ISRO. But if we are using AI like a democratizing thing, it leads to standardization, and it is bringing the uniformity. The outliners are being collapsed. And accessibility is good, but sameness is not creativity, it is replication. And AI gives everyone a brush, But the thing is, it is removing the instinct to paint because it is painting for ourselves. If we know that it is doing our work, then why would you even get the zeal or enthusiasm to do our work? Because we know that AI will be doing our work anyway. And learn friend also tell that it speeds up and it increases the productivity. And productivity is not creation. And faster output doesn't mean a deeper thought. Speed can be outsourced, imagination cannot. And coming to the production is not a creativity, and creation requires consciousness, morality, intention, meaning. For example, a machine can imitate a Mona Lisa smile, but it can't understand the 16 years of obsession which Da Vinci has kept in making 30 different layers and glazes, which makes her smile shift with every angle. And at the same time, when we come to the portrait of Last Supper, AI can just replicate the Last Supper portrait, but it doesn't understand the feelings of guilt, grief, and surprise, which were there in the portrait when Jesus said, "One of you will betray me." So, I stand for the motion that the problem is not with the freedom of labor which AI is giving to us. It is the freedom from thinking which is making us to lose our own thinking. So I end with use it or lose it. Just like any other muscle, just like any other organ, it even happens with our brain, our creating thinking and our critical thinking. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Sneha Bala. First, let me thank my worthy opponent for supporting our arguments and actually for coming into our team and saying that speed can be outsourced, but imagination cannot be. But still, I think their teammates are telling that AI is killing creativity. Honestly, if creativity were that delicate, it deserves to die. Luckily, for all of us, the real-world examples disagree loudly. Start with visual art. Rafiq Anadol uses AI to turn massive data sets into living, breathing installations. At MoMA, his piece, unsupervised, literally generates evolving forms from 200 years of the museum's history. The Las Vegas Sphere, there, Rafiq Anadol again created the world's largest AI-powered public artwork. AI didn't replace Rafiq Anadol. It only let his imagination outgrow the bounds of physics. Music, the Beatles didn't just release a new track. AI pulled John Lennon's voice out of a tape that was written off as unusable. Now, if that is killing creativity, I wish destruction always looked that beautiful. Artists like Holly Herndon are literally training AI models to use her voice so that other artists can collaborate with her. Now, that is not working instead of her, it's about working with her. And films, even Oscar-winning films like Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and other films like The Creator in Fall have used AI. Why? Because creativity is vision, not repetitive labor. And if someone still wants to hand draw 400 nearly identical frames just to prove purity, that's endurance, not creativity. And just like my opponent said, speed can be outsourced, but imagination cannot be. And AI cuts the busy work, so humans can focus on story, emotion, and meaning, the part of art that actually matter. Gaming, fashion, architecture, same story. AI saves time, and humans give meaning. When global brands like Balenciaga agree, you know AI isn't killing creativity. It's turbocharging it. And here's a use case critics never talk about. Therapists use AI-generated art with trauma survivors, neurodivergent individuals, and even children to help them express emotions that they cannot put into words. AI doesn't create the meaning, humans do, but AI provides the bridge. So no, AI isn't the villain in this story, it's the multiplier, the accelerator, the tool that forces creativity to evolve instead of stagnate. And creativity isn't eroding, it's upgrading. And AI doesn't kill imagination, fear, ego, and the refusal to adapt do. Thank you.
think give big round of applause to encourage all the participants. They deserve actually, because we are at the last sessions and it has to go heated and highly intense, I think.
My name is Dr. Divyam Goswami. The opposition team said that, AI is democratizing creativity. But here we are not debating about democratization of creativity. Here we are talking about erosion of creativity. And certainly it does erode the creativity. And we have evidence for that. Like, there is an American psychologist called Robert Sternberg who said that don't worry that AI may compromise human creativity because it already has. We also have evidence from other studies, like there is a researcher called Dr. Kyung Hee Kim. He is a professor at William and Mary College in United States. And he says that the TTCT scores, the TTCT is the Torana test of cognitive thinking, the scores have been falling since 1990. And the reason is the digital adoption. Now, this is very simple. We don't even need to debate this, that if you outsource a process to a machine, then you become worse at that process. Like, say, for example, if you outsource physical work to a machine, your muscles will atrophy. That is as simple as that. So you are outsourcing cognitive thinking, you are outsourcing creativity to a machine, and that is the reason why humans are becoming less creative. Let's deal with it. And as you all know, that I am not against AI, and I do support the fact that AI is very, very creative. There's no question about it. AI is quite creative, but that is the problem. That because AI is creative and you are outsourcing your job, your creativity to AI, humans are becoming less creative. So it is eroding the creativity of humans. So I'm not saying that AI is doing a bad job. AI is doing a very good job. And that is exactly the reason why humans are becoming worse. So I think we don't even need to debate this. The consensus is, there is scientific consensus and there is evidence to suggest that AI does erode human creativity. I would like to ask if any one of you know what is the Oxford word of the dictionary 2024. The word is called brain rot. The word is called brain rot. And that word has been added specifically in year 2024 into the Oxford dictionary. And the reason is the reducing attention span, the reducing creativity, the reducing intelligence of people all around the world because of technology. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Bhavya. I would like to begin my speech with a study by Lee et al. In 2023, which founded that AI-assisted writers produced more creative and coherent drafts by reducing the cognitive load, exactly what the cognitive load theory predicts. I would further like to cement my motion by psychology and scientific evidence actually shows. Cognitive psychology gives us a clear foundation. Vygotsky's zone of proximal development explains that humans achieve their best work when supported by a more knowledgeable other. Traditionally, that meant a mentor. Today, AI simply steps into that scaffolding role. And according to Vygotskian theory, scaffolding enhances creativity, it doesn't erode it. This is further reinforced by distributed cognition theory, which shows that thinking doesn't live only in the mind, it lives across our tools. Under this theory, AI becomes part of the creative system, not a threat to it. And the experiments match the theory. A major 2024 MIT Stanford study by Ashkenazi et al. Compared humans alone, AI alone, and human AI teams. Hybrid teams produce work work which was rated more original, more diverse, and more creative. And beginners improved the most, meaning AI lifts the baseline rather than flattening it. We see the same pattern in the brainstorming research as well. Like a research from Shan and Shun in 2015 found that algorithmic prompts increased divergent thinking. Vartanian et al. In 2023 showed that AI significantly boosted idea quantity and novelty while reducing the creative anxiety, the single biggest emotional barrier to creativity. Group creativity studies also reinforce this. Like Muller et al. In 2023 found hybrid human AI groups generated more ideas, more diverse ideas, and reached insights faster because AI sustains the associative flow when humans stall. Design and writing studies also echo the trend. Like a study from Lee et al., as I mentioned earlier, it found that AI-assisted writers produced more creative and coherent drafts by reducing the cognitive load. And Mednick's associative theory again explains why AI boosts creativity, because originality comes from forming remote associations, and AI excels at surfacing them. So our opposition faces a scientific problem. If AI eroded creativity, we would see decline in the originality in controlled experiments, but across writing, design, ideation, and problem solving, creativity metrics increase when humans collaborate with AI. Therefore, it's quite evident that AI is not the erosion of creativity, it is the amplification of it. Thank you.
Okay. Big round of applause, and audience also gear up for the final stand. We will also be taking audience also, we will not leave them. So, next speaker please.
Preetiman Mishra. So when I thought of speaking on this topic, I decided that I'll speak against the motion, and I asked AI that can you frame me a speech? It's framed, but it did not frame a speech. It gave me 3 extra prompts. Do you want it concise? Do you want it for a scientific gathering? Do you want it for a school session? And I started clicking. And at the end of 2 or 3 minutes with 5 prompts, I had a tailor-made speech ready. And that's when I decided, no, I would speak for the motion that AI kills creativity. So I did not ask AI to give me 10 studies and list of studies, but I used my own experiences to tell what creativity, because creativity for me comes from within. So AI is not evil, but I'm telling you that AI is too saintly comfortable. It will kill you with the ease that it offers. The neuroscientists will tell you about neuroplasticity, how disuse atrophy, how pruning of the unused neurons, how our regulations about the prefrontal cortex of the default mode network will get awry with use and excessive use of AI. But I will tell also you that the psychologists may say that the motivation, the underlying motivation to do something, if you go into the theory of self-determination theory, where there is 3 things: autonomy, relatedness, and competence, and that drives a motivation. So when there is no motivation within, where the creativity will come from? When I am given everything on a platter, where the creativity would come from? And a lot of talks has been about science. Let me play the second part, the artica from the psych, the art. I come from a state where people sit for ages and hours to bring out hand-woven saris or patachitra art. The process itself is a devotion. Will AI get that devotion in them by giving outputs in 5 minutes? Will AI give that experience to them? I come and ask you that will AI, when AI will help you to decide which color palette to be used, how the final draft will look, how your research question will look, will you even think of sitting for hours together and going about imperfections, trying to correct some, and again landing up in imperfections? Because I feel that human creativity is about imperfections and a constant struggle within, in that boredom, in that solace, in that silence, to get better out of us. And hence I strongly feel that AI is something that will kill creativity. It will make things so easy that we'll get dependent on it over and over again. Last 3 years have been scary. Beware of the next 20. Because I ask you one question and I leave you with one question. 20 years down the line, when a child will ask you, how does it feel like sitting in front of a blank sheet of page thinking about how the character builds up. How does it feel to sit in front of a blank canvas? Will you have an answer or just an AI prompt reply to the child? Thank you so much.
So, I'm Dr. Rehan Mateen. So, what my colleague has said that first of all, he searched on ChatGPT or any artificial intelligence tool, and then he come up with the idea that he should be going for the motion. So, it itself tells that you go on beyond that. Your creativity gets amplified by using artificial intelligence, so you come up with your own ideas. So, and creativity does not come from a tool. It comes from a human emotion that AI cannot touch. Artificial intelligence cannot feel, so it cannot erode something which it does not have. Artificial intelligence does not have pain, suffering, losses, joy, conflicts, personal belongings. So these are the very the ingrained part of anything to be creative. For example, the heartbreaks, the childhood memories, joy, conflict. So AI can generate patterns, but only humans generate meaning. So the question is that human will not be creative in the era of artificial intelligence. So creativity, human creativity cannot be aborted because creativity is something which artificial intelligence does not possess. The next point I will tell that artificial intelligence, that human emotions in terms of human essence layer, that is, it cannot be outsourced. For example, if a writer uses AI, the story comes from her inner world. If a doctor uses AI, the empathy comes from lived experiences. If an artist uses AI, the vision comes from her inner world. If the composer uses AI, the emotion comes from his heart. So it can generate, it can shape the content, but it's only the human which shape meaning to it. So artificial intelligence amplifies the creative potential of the humans. And the last point I would say that if the question is that if AI creates, the human will stop creating. So it's not the compulsion on every individual to be creative. It comes from the lived experiences. For example, I talked about the joy, the losses, and I will give you the practical example. There is a poet who has written some Urdu poetry which I will share, that कि मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया, बर्बादियों का सोग मनाना फिजूल था, बर्बादियों का जश्न मनाता चला गया, जो मिल गया उसे मुकद्दर समझ लिया, जो खो गया मैं उसे भुलाता चला गया, गम और खुशी में फ़र्क ना हो जहाँ मैं दिल को उस मकाम पे लाता चला गया. So it is the lived experiences that the poet has gone through, and then he has come through these poetic lines. So it's not the compulsion on everyone to be creative, and ultimate form of creativity is what meaning you are assigning to that particular point. So creativity is ultimately the point which artificial intelligence cannot touch.
Good evening, respected judges, the moderators, my worthy opponents, and the audience here. So when I was there's a long-running joke that one of my cousins married someone else, and after 5 minutes of complex relationships, it comes that I am my own father-in-law. So that is what has been happening for the last, from what I'm listening, when I'm listening to my opponents. The same things are being repeated over and over again. Now let's put everything aside. Let's go to the one thing that is never wrong, that is history. French Revolution, or the French Renaissance, was brought forward by Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo da Vinci. How they did that? By breaking the pattern. Please remember, AI generates something that is totally algorithm based. They don't break the pattern. And for creativity to move forward, being a process, the pattern, the set template needs to be shattered. A completely new thing needs to come forward. Like it happened in case of art. We had expressionists. Our previous speaker told about Kirchner's expressionism. Then came Van Gogh's post-impressionism. Then came Dali's surrealism. in all the forms. Some were challenging the forms, some were challenging the colors, some were challenging reality. I will give you an example of a movie. Luis Buñuel, a very famous Spanish filmmaker. The movie starts with a shot of a woman's eyes, and the eye is cut. When the eye is cut, instead of blood, 2 drops of tears fall down from them. This is creativity. You ask the same prompt to the AI and see what the AI gives the reply to. Similarly, I will give you some more examples. If you go, Dr. Salman Akhtar sir talked about Jean-Luc Godard. So Jean-Luc Godard himself, he's considered to be the greatest film director in the world. So in film also we had many waves, and each wave broke the last pattern. So what we had was Vittorio De Sica. They came out, they showed the reality and poverty. Then came Surrealism by Buñuel. And then Jean-Luc Godard, he himself said that if I become predictable, if I act based on certain predictable rhythms, then please discard me. And every 5 years, he reinvented himself. Similarly, if we take the example of Rabindranath Tagore, who blended Indian lyrics with Western philosophy or Western culture. And if we take Ritik Ghatak, his movies, there is a layer of social message of partition. Below is the Carl Jung's influence of the mother archetype. So this wounded mother archetype, which is masked by a social message, this can never be generated by AI, which works on an already preset set of algorithms. And it can never be, and the more we use AI, the more we lose touch with the struggle, the passion, and the sacrifice which creates, that is creativity. And AI takes away all 3 from us. I will just end my speech with one last question, that the day AI thinks for us, when will the day come when we will stop thinking for ourselves? And the thing that you are doing right now, the question that is lingering in your mind is creativity. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Good evening, I am Dr. Shivam. So ladies and gentlemen, and my worthy opponents who would surely have used AI to generate your fancy scripts, human creativity has survived every single technological revolution, and each time people feared the end. Yet, each time creativity did not collapse, it evolved. As rightfully mentioned by my worthy, esteemed fellow speakers, in various fields, AI hasn't disappointed for once. And today, AI stands in the exact lineage. AI is helping a trauma survivor in Turkey and helping a neurodivergent sitting in Bengaluru. If AI were eroding creativity, these breakthroughs would not exist. Research shows AI increases originality, it boosts divergent thinking, it reduces creative anxiety, and it enables better brainstorming. Now, having said all that so many times, I would really make some poignant statements which has yet not been discussed. And let's be absolutely clear, AI is not a lawless, unethical artist roaming freely. It is one of the most regulated emerging technologies on earth. Listen to this. Across the world, law ensures AI remains a tool, not a threat. In the United States, the Copyright Office has ruled repeatedly that AI cannot be an author. Only humans hold creative ownership. United Kingdom, copyright law explicitly protects human authorship and requires transparency in AI-assisted works. The European Union Artificial Intelligence Act in 2024, which is the strictest AI regulation on earth, bans manipulative AI, enforces transparency, and demands human oversight for all high-risk uses. AI must remain human-centric, accountable, and traceable. In Japan and Australia, similarly, AI safety standards have been established. As per Indian Copyright Act, which states AI cannot be authored without human creativity. Digital India Act and IT rules also focus on transparency, anti-deepfake measures, and creator protection. UNESCO ethics framework, which has been signed by 193 nations, including India, guarantees fairness, dignity, cultural respect, and accountability. Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, an international body of 38 democratic, high-income, policy-driven nations, has laid some principles for AI, which require AI to be beneficial, explainable, inclusive, respectful of human rights. Now, ethics enforce AI to follow humanity, which is not other way around. Across the world, the message is same. AI is tool. Humans are the creators, legally, ethically, and universally. AI has intelligence, but no intention, knowledge, but no wisdom, data, but no dreams. It can generate content, but it cannot generate meaning. It can paint a sunset, it has never felt one. It can write a melody, but it has never held a crying child. AI can assist creativity, but only humans can create significance. The real threat is not AI, the real threat is fear. Fear erodes creativity, not AI. So, AI is not the end of human creativity. AI is the greatest invention humanity has ever received to create more, dream bigger, and imagine further than before. Thank you so much.
Now we'll take last round. Any rebuttal from each other to counter arguments? Very brief, very specific, and use as much as possible to be scientifically robust. Then we'll go to audience. Any team, any members. Because that also has a scoring. That also has a scoring on it.
I think the scientific studies that you quoted, especially Dr. Bhavya, the last second study that you quoted was Lee et al. 2023. In that study, you were measuring the creation and not the human creativity. So the creation was better with AI, but the creativity was not better with AI. So AI actually kills human creativity. It enhances the creation and not the creativity. So be sure about it and don't say that be scientifically sure because we don't use AI, you use AI.
And one most important thing that if we already reiterated that study by MIT that while using AI, the neural functioning is at its minimum. So what we, as I said, that creation arises out of pain, out of struggle. That is how it is expressed. Now, if the centers of your brain, they are automatically suppressed, how can you express it? The AI will only serve to depreciate it. Thank you.
So it's not the compulsion on everyone to be creative. I told you that it's the pain, the trauma, the conflicts part which is compelling individuals and motivating individuals to be creative with the coming up of his own ideas.
Already you guys talked about democratization, right? So.
Also, you said that creation and creativity are different. I would like to say if creation is the product, then creativity is the process. We cannot differentiate it very clearly. So I think what Dr. Bhavya said goes very rightly, scientifically.
I think I would like to add to it. I would like to say that it's we who make the AI think. Our prompts differ. The prompting is a subjective process. We would get different answers on prompting, right? The final decision is always human. For example, in finance as well, AI can suggest based on the patterns that you should buy this stock or the other, but final decision is always human. So it's only the fear of a blank page that the AI removes, not the creativity.
Yeah.
So and also I would like to add, so you talked about hours and hours put in making something, creating something, and India is a land of those creations. So where is AI stopping that? It is going to continue and it will continue till eternity. AI is just helping enhance your imagination, add some more ideas to it, and that enhancement acts as a catalyst for us creators also to create even better things. And that's why it's an era of AI in every field, like she rightly mentioned.
Yeah. And as one of you has already argued that it is not the AI which is harmful, but it is the person who is giving the prompt. Am I correct? Like that is one of your argument. Sorry. Like it is not AI. Yeah. So see, even like Now we have the Gaussian curve, we have the people who are in the middle, and we have the outliners. So like when we see the examples, like Da Vinci created many war missions, but he has rejected his missions. And even Einstein and Oppenheimer also, like they regretted how physics was being misused. But what AI is doing, it is democratizing your telling, but what we are telling it, it is normalizing everything. So there is no Gaussian curve anymore. As a result, now everyone is accessible for any kind of idea, and it is like keeping a gun with an army personnel versus keeping a gun with a child who doesn't know anything how to use it.
Be concise, be concise. We will not be.
Misusing is still human idea, not AI. So I think humans are using or misusing AI, not AI itself. So the creativity still lies with the human beings.
Yeah, creativity will lies with human, but the quality of the creativity will surely decline with the use of excessive AI. And the thing that you have taught about the trauma therapy and everything, right? But in the era of artificial intelligence, if we are not properly using our defense mechanism, sublimation, like for the art, how can we actually go for the therapy? To empower our defense mechanism, we need to be more active, either physically or mentally or cognitively, right?
No one is stopping you
Hold
from...
on, hold on, hold on. Be very precise. Use most promising arguments at the last moment. We will not allow much time.
Yes.
To her.
Yes. Two quick points. One, about the art forms. I think if you feed 1,000 Patachitras to an AI, the AI will generate some patterns out of it and would kill 100 more creations that were in the pipeline. Second, if democratization is an argument, AI is just increasing mediocrity and reducing excellence. It's raising the flooring and reducing the ceiling. That's my argument. Thank you.
Now we'll just take audience poll actually. From audience, any, yes, what? We'll be making it, we'll have just few minutes only. Somebody can pass the mic to this gentleman. Anyone? There is no mic.
Hello everyone. So my question is to the team against the motion. Throughout history, new technologies have replaced old jobs. For example, power looms, they have replaced the weavers, and computers, they have replaced the typist. Okay, ATMs also have replaced, and smartphones, they have replaced maps as well, clocks as well, alarms as well. Okay, so when every other major technology has replaced other jobs and creative skills, don't you think that it's just a matter of time and acceptance? Also, if AI can create art, music, writing and designs instantly and more efficiently, what motivation will future generations have to develop to develop and create more skills? And also one point was regarding the prompts, that it's the human who is giving the prompts. See, we can simply ask the AI to suggest more prompts, better prompts to have better answers. So I think AI is replacing and eroding the creative skills. It's just a matter of time and acceptance.
Thank you, well taken. Any other from audience? I think audience is the third team. Audience, I request organizers.
Very nice discussion,
yes.
Debate. But one thing I can tell you is, AI is useful. It has helped us, but it has created loss of creativity. Because just now, if you want answer for a topic, we usually search other 2 or 3 articles. Now if you put in the ChatGPT, everything comes. So the thinking process comes down. That is the issue. It has made us slave. Indigo crisis. I just type. It gives everything. But when you go back, you have to understand what is happening and all. See, when I am the 60s generation, I used to calculate by arithmetic. Now, how many of us will use calculation? Immediately calculator. Immediately this thing. But I do arithmetic. That is the difference between our generation and creativity and the present generation.
Thank you, sir. Your point well taken and opinion also. So, Manasvi sir, yeah, we look forward to very promising scientific counter arguments, innovative ideas which are not presented, and then we'll conclude. Yes, sir.
Sir, I'll give you only that dream what you come true. Sir, if I tell you one thing, if we look at what was told about, there are studies which have shown that cesarean born children are more intelligent than normal born children who have gone through distress. So this distress theory says that those who have suffered through pain only can endorse and write. It's not. It is about conceptualization, visualization, thinking beyond and perspective. So that is something which can be endured by anyone. A person who has been grief-stricken can sit in a bar only and so can create a painting also. So that is not the criteria. The second thing which comes to my mind is that if something opens up the scope of ours by making more tools available, broadening our vision, and yet we decide on to what we have to, then it is an aid. If we do not do that, that is our failure. Second thing is, you always have a thing which we call as artifacts which are made out of a photocopy machine, and then you say that, sir, this is handmade. This handmade is worth millions of rupees, and this is a photocopy which you can have for $50. So what do you want to buy? And you can decide what do you want to buy. In an auctions, if you see what is made, handmade, it is always given a very high position because that talks about creativity. That doesn't talk about creativity, it talks about only producing copies, right? So wisely using what, how do we do it, and how we go about it, that is up to us, and definitely it's a debatable issue again. So the debate continues.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes? Yes. Quickly, be very precise because I think I am ready, but organizers may not allow to delay the dinner. If you allow, you can pull organizers. Up to you.
So if AI is a powerful tool, then a power comes with a great responsibility. We handed the power to everyone. Then who will take responsibility of that power? कि किसको देना है कि किसके पास ये power होनी चाहिए? In our mythology, the superior god hesitate to give boon to demons कि इनको नहीं देना है. They are destroyer. They can't create the particular. तो यहाँ पर ये decide करना होगा कि particular depends on the human, particular person. Person to person vary करेगा कि हाँ किसके पास ये power होनी चाहिए. That's the point.
Okay, point well taken. Any other? Yes, I think last, sir is there. We'll allow. We can be hungry for a few minutes, I think.
I have 2 points.
Yes.
The first one was that democratization is leading to mediocrity. But in my view, sometimes there are a number of people who have a lot of creative ideas, but they aren't able to express it in the form. And those creative ideas might be the outliers which aren't coming to the forefront because they can't express it. So you can use AI as a tool to express those ideas, and it'll help a larger mass of people to contribute to problem solving or any other issues that can happen. And the other one would be, as Sir suggested, that you just put into AI that whatever the topic is, and then it gives you some research papers, and the hard work is going out of the window. But I would say that if it gives you the 10 research papers, it is up to the person who is searching for it, who needs to figure out what all needs to be used. So, and the fact that otherwise, and then that person can actually search for 20 more, freeing up the time.
Rightly said.
Last comments?
AI is here, AI is to stay, and the creativity comes from mind. And if you use AI creatively, it can be a boom. But if you use excess of AI, it is going to erode your creativity. So you have to master the AI, then you can be creative. Not dependent on AI, but you have to master the AI. That's a creativity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Very well, very well. Yes, to all of us.
We couldn't have finished at the better moderation with those wise words. We couldn't
Yeah. Just. How many of you think for the motion? Just raise your hands quickly. Yeah, don't be shy. Against the motion? Okay, fair enough. We are standing in between. We will not be disclosing our, because we are judges, but some of the points before we hand over the results, actually, as Professor Salman Akhtar is there, art, creativity, any senior members you can discuss for AI related, definitely. Creativity, psychological, neuroscience basis, so many things. AI, scientific evidence probably has to be brought into. There are a lot of literature limited, but that is also a skill. Most of the debate revolved around personal and as well as anecdote sorts of things. You have to see both, very well taken, that both sides of the coin can be right, but how well you present. Second is creativity. Creativity is not only in the arts or visual music, it's in healthcare also as well. So it is up to you. Lots of things can be discussed, but I'll just say over the dinner we can discuss. I won't take much time, but I expected much more, and I will suggest you go back and prepare with much more hard work than what we see literature is available. I hand over the mic to Dr. Asta, and we'll be announcing results as per their descriptions. A big round of applause for the participants. Debate is always beautiful, and we look forward to much more participation in next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I request everyone for a group picture. Please give a big round of applause for our speakers. We request Dr. Roop Sidana sir also to come on stage.